All right, am I recording? Can I see the little thing moving? It is moving. Okay, cool. This is my current setup. Where I'm sitting, I've got a power strip on the ground. Got my soundboard set up with 4 microphones. I got one here in front of me. I got 3 out there. I currently have a chair for the left side, and I'm going to do a bench on the right side. I'm trying out a new setup here. My laptop is set open with the pre-roll for the Stuff I Heard podcast, and let you guys kind of see what I do with that. So when I go, that's the music I made. And then it's got this here.
Hello and welcome to the Stuff I Heard podcast. This is your host, Joshua Peak.
And I usually stop it right about there, right at that little tick mark. If you notice, I've split that music into 2 parts, and then this part I changed how the music tapers off. This is my pre-roll. That's the part that you hear whenever I turn it on. But anyway, I just wanted to show this setup. I also wanted to show this TV. This room originally was a workout room. Originally it was a bedroom, and then I made it a workout room. I had a treadmill and an elliptical in here, and this was way up on the wall, and I had a shelf up there and everything. Well, I pulled all that down, and I put an articulating arm on the back of the TV so that I could turn it more towards me, because the way it was currently set up, I couldn't really watch TV in here at all. And I do watch some stuff in here while this stuff is loading sometimes, but I wanted to be able to turn it because I was getting glare off of the window. Now, let me show you what I did here, because this is a little unusual. The arm that I bought is one of these single arms. It just has 2 holes for bolts, which it says it's rated for 70 pounds. This TV only weighs I think it's 20 pounds. I already had this bracket on the back of here. This bracket is what connected to the wall. See how it's got multiple spots where you can put something in? This makes it easy to get into studs, because then all you got to do is find the studs, locate them, put in the 4 big brackets, and then this thing, you put this and this on the back of the TV, and that lets it you just put it in this groove. It just folds over the groove. And then you got a screw down here that you could tighten, or you could just leave it off. So anyway, I had that like that for a very long time, and when I decided to do this is the only thing that it came with. This square piece right here and this arm. Now these are very tough and they're built very sturdy, but it only had screw holes within the dimensions of this square piece right here. Now luckily, I was able to use the current bracket onto this, and it fits right on there with no problem. I just had to I had to find some bolts and some nuts, and I cinched those on there first, and then I found my stud in the wall, which this is that plug that I moved. This plug originally was run from the electricity down here, and the cable that's up here was originally run from this wall. I moved the cable under the house. I got a video. Just look up videos, and I got one. I showed you how I do that. But anywho, but now, like this thing, I can rotate this TV. I can put it against the wall. I can turn it towards me. I can also rotate it down, like if I want the whole thing to come down a little bit. There's 2 screws on this side and 2 screws on the other side that I can adjust. I can also do it by this. These are little twist nuts. There's one here and one on the other side. I can twist them, and that allows this arm to articulate down too. So it's kind of like 2 systems that I've morphed into one, and I like it. I like the look of it. What I don't like is the fact that I've placed it there, and there's kind of a void here. But I didn't want to have it like smooshed into the wall. I did want the ability to move it, flat, or to pull it out. And I may end up liking this better as time goes on. But the main thing is that it has to be in studs. So anyway, all those screw holes that I pulled out, I have mudded over, and I found some other spots that I needed to mud. This wall used to have a lot of stuff on it, and I mudded all of the holes and some of the imperfections in that plaster as well. I've thought about the look of this room, and I've thought about, when I have guests in here, what's the best way to record this, and I thought maybe using this camera to record it. The one question mark I have is the sound. I don't know how the sound quality is going to be. So to test it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this camera up with this little, I've got this little holder for it. Put the camera in here, set it up, and then maybe put it over here in this part of the room, and then do my normal podcast and just see how it sounds. It may not be great, and if that's the case, if the sound isn't that good, what I can do is once I get the podcast recorded on here, I can then take that audio and drag it over to, I think I have to export it to iTunes, and then when I open up iMovie to make the movie, I can then import it from iTunes, but it won't let me drag it from GarageBand to iMovie, which is kind of a pain in the butt considering that it should all work together way smoother than it does. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about, you'll understand all of that, but I may have just talked over everyone listening, so I apologize. I am not an expert. I am figuring this crap out on my own. But let's think about this for a second, okay? Because I'm just thinking out loud. I want you guys to kind of, think with me a little bit here. Our friend Cheryl makes vinyl, and she's offered to make me a vinyl sign with the Stuff I Heard podcast logo that I've designed. I've thought about putting it on that wall. If I do that, then I got to have something for it to stick to. Now, here's the thing. What if I just stick it to something and then hang that something on the wall? That way, if I want to move it in the future, I can. I've also thought about maybe painting that wall, or just painting part of that wall or whatever. Because you guys, whenever I'm doing this, you guys see from the camera lens, whatever, I normally do all of my podcast videos with this camera right here, with the legs extended and it's sitting like out here somewhere. But today I'm going to try and do it here just to see the difference in the way it looks. I'm still figuring this out as the whole thing comes together. So anyway, I'm going to build something over here, like a shelf of some kind, so that I can start putting gear. Or then again, I may not do it there. I may do it over here in this corner. I may get rid of that box down there is full of DVDs, and we don't watch them. So yeah, if anybody wants to buy a box of DVDs, let me know. There is a ton of them in there. Also, give you guys a heads up on the project that I was doing with the audio visual cables and that little box to try and make movies with the VHS tapes. I can't find a VHS player. The ones that I've found don't work, and that little box apparently doesn't work. That little box that's supposed to be a converter, it only records in a certain format, this AV1 format, and I can't get it to do anything when I put it on the computer. It is absolutely worthless. So back to the drawing board. Yeah. All right, that's it. I just kind of wanted to show off what I'm doing, kind of let you guys know what I'm doing, and go from there. So, anywho, now I got to record a podcast. So stick around for more Stuff I Heard podcast. You can find me on all platforms. If you want to be part of the podcast, let me know. I have the ability to do phone interview podcasts. I haven't figured out the Skype part yet. I know some people are able to Skype in and they can do that. They have them on the screen. Or I haven't figured that part. I am just learning this crap, but I'm figuring it out. I have learned that I can do this on location, and that's another reason I want to get this tripod and this GoPro thing working. Couple of things with the GoPro. I had to find my stupid cable that charges the battery because I had misplaced it somewhere. Anyway, I found it. My wife wants to start taking this camera to gym and recording herself working out so that she can go back over the videos and kind of analyze how she's doing it and see what works and what doesn't work for her. I think she wants to see if her form is correct. Anyway, so we're going to use that for that. And also, I'm going to use this for if I go and record a podcast on location somewhere. I can pack this a lot easier than I can pack that. I can record it, the audio part, I can record with my phone as long as I have that voice memos program. I did a video on that one. Or on an iPad. The iPad seems to work pretty good. It's not connected to any kind of messenger program or phone, so nobody can call me or interrupt the thing while I'm recording. That's kind of my preferred way to do it. So, anywho, I just figured I'd do some video and talk to you guys and show you what I'm up to. I am going to let this plaster dry really well. Probably in another hour or so, once I've finished recording and publishing. I'll come back in here, move everything away from the wall, sand that stuff, and then think about paint. I'm not going to paint today, but I did want to go ahead and get these touched up. So, yeah. I'm not sure what to do with these extra pictures. My wife told me to get rid of them, to get rid of the little frames and everything. I don't really want to. I've thought about maybe hanging them up higher and just have like a wall of her running achievements over here, and then I got these over here. But I'm really not sure what to do with those right now. So, anywho, thanks for watching. Stick around for more.